My girlfriend's actions left me no option but to call the police. Be me, John. Come from a family of engineers and scientists, surrounded by tech and science stuff since childhood. Dad's an engineer, mom's into exact sciences. They're proud of their jobs. Teach me that precision and structured thinking are key. Family dinners are all about new tech discoveries and engineering problems. Dad always talking about solving work issues. Mom chiming in with thoughts on how these decisions affect the future. Develop deep respect for exact sciences. Destiny seems set. Know I'll become an engineer like my parents. Show serious interest in math and physics during school years. These subjects come easy to me, like solving fascinating puzzles. Teachers say I'm one of the brightest. Predict great future for me in engineering. Motivates me to work even harder. High school comes around. Meet a girl named Sarah. She's more than just a classmate. Sarah's a cheerleader. Impossible not to notice. Tall, slender, long blonde hair. Embodiment of school beauty. Everyone wants to win her over. Sarah's not just looks though. Has natural charm and people skills. Always the center of attention. Many guys dream of asking her out. Somehow I achieve what others couldn't. We're different, but we connect. I'm into textbooks and science. She's all about social life. We have a special understanding. Sarah's not planning on college. Says academic career and mental work don't appeal to her. Prefers simpler life, full of pleasure and entertainment. Doesn't become an obstacle for our relationship. Try to support her. Spend as much time as possible. Share my dreams and plans for future as an engineer. She shares her vision of the world. Different from mine, but interesting and inspiring. College experience coming to an end. Realize I can't imagine life without Sarah. Her support, smile, and ability to listen are indispensable. Make a life-changing decision. Propose to her after finishing studies. Proposal moment is one of the most exciting in my life. Standing on the embankment, wind blowing her hair. Full of doubts and worries. Sarah says yes. All fears disappear. Feel like we're made for each other. Wonderful life awaits us. Move in together right after engagement. First months of living together seem like a fairy tale. Full of enthusiasm. Making plans for the future. Enjoying every day together. Start working as an engineer. Income allows us to live in abundance. Afford dinners out, weekend trips, buying new things. Life seems flawless. Complications start creeping into marriage. Ideal life gradually becomes more complicated. Realize living together is not only joy, but also a test of strength. Stress from work, household responsibilities, disagreements over small things take toll on our relationship. Quarrel more often about everyday issues. Difficult period, but Sarah and I believe we can overcome it. Talk a lot, discuss problems, try to find compromises. Sometimes feels like we're on verge of breaking up. Look at Sarah, realize I can't lose her. Love helps us cope with difficulties. Period teaches me a lot. Realize marriage is not only romance and happiness, also work that requires effort on both sides. Sarah and I married for 5 years. Years pass in one breath. Relationship seems strong and stable, but notice changes in her behavior. At first, don't attach importance. Seem like normal fluctuations in relationships. Over time, changes become more noticeable. Sarah staying late at work more often. Previously, delays were rare, now happening with alarming regularity. Comes home late, seems tired and irritable. Understand work could be source of stress, but something bothers me. Increasingly immersed in her phone, even during conversations. Alarms me. Conversations become short, not as deep as before. Boil down to discussing everyday trifles and current affairs. Bothers me because conversations used to be full of emotion and sincerity. Shared all joys and problems with each other. Now feeling growing that I'm becoming indifferent to her. Sarah avoids talking about future. Talk less and less about plans. Strange to me. Used to enthusiastically discuss what we would do next, where we would go on vacation, what projects we would start. Now every time I try to bring up topic, she moves conversation to something else. Try to convince myself it's just fatigue. Decide we need to rest. Suggest going somewhere for a few days when she has vacation. To my surprise, she refuses. Unexpected, since she always enthusiastically accepted such offers before. We loved traveling together. It always brought us closer. Her refusal seems strange. Can't understand what's happening. She says she just wants to stay home and relax. Continue to insist on going. Think change of scenery would help her relax and improve our relationship. After much persuasion, she finally agrees. Her agreement brings no relief. Does this without enthusiasm, as if fulfilling request out of sense of duty? First alarm bell for me. Go on vacation. Can't get rid of feeling of anxiety. She seems even more distant. Very important for me to return our former warmth. Everything unsuccessful. Every gesture, every phrase seems insincere. She rarely smiles, shows almost no initiative in communication. Feel like we're becoming more and more strangers to each other. Feeling doesn't leave me for a minute. Not understanding what to do. Can only wait for situation to improve after returning home. Think maybe at home it will be easier for her to relax and return to old life. Deep down already. No, this won't solve problem. Sarah returns home. Feel excitement take over me. Immediately rush to her with questions about Jake. Demand immediate answers to all my painful experiences. Sarah suddenly freezes. Her face turns pale, eyes filled with panic. Like I've pinned her against the wall. She can't utter a word. Lips only tremble. Clear to me, she realizes seriousness of situation. Tension in the air. Feel conflict flaring up. Room filled with anger and dissatisfaction. Start shouting at each other. Sounds like frantic fight. No one wants to give in. Every accusation feels like heavy stone falling on my soul, leaving scars, trapped by my own emotions. Can't stand this crazy game. Make decision I think will bring relief. Gather my things, furiously throw them into suitcase, storing up anger and pain I feel inside. Sarah changes dramatically seeing this. Her face distorted with fear and despair. Falls to her knees, tears streaming down cheeks. Her plea for mercy sounds like silent cry for help. Painful for me. Deep down knows she could try to explain herself. Words stuck in her throat. Every moment about to leave, feel pain inside growing. Unbearable. Even as I'm about to leave our house, begin to come up with plan for revenge on these two. No, I can't just leave things as they are. Thought haunts me. Every second, clearer that I can't simply forget about this betrayal. Every step towards exit filled with determination. Never experienced before. Decide to take fate into my own hands. Idea of revenge becomes my only hope. Sarah continues to beg me not to leave. Feel determination growing in my chest. Burst outside, air hits my face. Reminds me I'm still alive. Amid chaos, I'm leaving behind. Plan for revenge slowly forming in my mind. Know in my pain I can't remain inactive. Can't allow them to continue their deceit. Every moment my mind works on how to strike blow. Make them both pay for everything. Not just desire for revenge. Question of my dignity. Ready for this test. Don't know where to start. Thoughts revolve around images of betrayal. Need to eradicate. Know I need more information about Jake. First step in executing my plan. Deep down, feel need to keep emotions in check. Avoid letting them take over completely. Decide to act prudently and carefully. Avoid mistakes that might betray my intentions. Time for action. Time to show them I won't leave them unpunished. Head for exit. Every step closer to my vengeful plan. Not going to leave things to chance. Plan becomes my only goal. Don't care how long I have to wait, how long I have to endure. Know one day they'll both pay for their actions. Each of them, in their lives, had to face consequences. Going to do everything possible to make that happen. Thus began my path to revenge. Full of passionate desire to restore justice. Perhaps regain my lost dignity. Feel like before a storm. Don't know when and how it will all end. During college and work, made many useful contacts. Important advantage for me in future. Friends and acquaintances mostly worked in different fields. Their connections help obtain information useful in future. Understand, need to find out as much as possible about Jake. Begin actively asking my friends. Manage to find out Jake often visits one of bars in our city. Information real gift for me. Decide this is where I need to catch him. Guess moment when I know he'll be at bar. Also go there to implement my plan. From beginning, understand need to act carefully and discreetly. Avoid revealing true intentions. Walk into bar confident I can pull it off. Choose table and corner to watch what's happening. Order couple glasses of beer. Look around at people searching for Jake. After some time, manage to see him, laughing and chatting cheerfully with friends, unaware of my intentions. Nerves on edge. Know I have to stay calm and collected. See Jake had enough to drink. Know it's time to act. Took illegal substances with me in advance. Going to mix into his alcohol to incapacitate him. Hope this will be fair punishment for his betrayal. For his relationship with my ex-wife, Jake goes back for more. Quickly stand up and walk over to his desk. Slip drug into his beer. Return to my seat, trying not to arouse suspicion. He soon returns, not suspecting surprise awaits him. Drinks his drink with pleasure. Clutch my glass, feeling sense of revenge and justice brewing inside. Jake begins to feel effects. His behavior becomes noticeably strange. Starts laughing and joking. Notice his glances become uncertain. Only fuels my anger. Thoughts occupied only with revenge. Can't think of anything else. Realize he's ready to leave. Call police, prepared in advance. Know Jake already been in trouble with law for drunk driving. Becomes my trump card. Wait for Jake to walk to his car. Feel tension drain away from me. Police show up quickly. Watch as Jake is detained. His face contorts in disbelief as police handcuff him. Sight brings me pleasure. Understand he'll pay for his actions. Important stage for me in carrying out revenge. Not just spectator, but active participant in this game. Feeling gives me strength. Every step I take, get closer to my goal. Fills me with confidence. Now have perfect excuse to take next step in my revenge. Know Jake will no longer sleep well, knowing he'll have to pay for his actions. Revenge, not just act of retribution. Opportunity to restore one's dignity. No, nothing can stop me on this path. Gives me confidence. Every new step. Feel satisfaction growing in my heart. Night Jake was arrested. Feel like finally starting to take control of my life. Emma next in line. Things much easier with her than with Jake. She had reputation as ideal wife and friend. Carefully maintained over years. Everyone around her admired her. Her friendliness and willingness to help always aroused respect and trust. Understand only matter of time before flawless painting destroyed. Decide to use her reputation to my advantage. No, Emma maintained close relationships with many friends. Decide to provide evidence of her betrayal to everyone I knew, enough to make her life collapse. Remember accidentally stumbling upon her correspondence with Jake. Couldn't believe my eyes reading their intimate messages. So many incriminating facts and messages. Realized I had powerful weapon in my hands. Quickly took screenshots to save conversation for later use. Heart pounding with excitement. Imagined exactly how I would reveal her secret. Couldn't wait to send evidence to all her friends. That evening, collected all evidence. Prepared message I was going to send. Every second waited. Felt thirst for revenge growing. Chose all her close acquaintances. Every name on list made me feel schadenfreude. Typed message slowly at first, trying to make it as derogatory and destructive as possible. Finished with no doubt this would be gut punch for Emma. Clicked send button. Felt lightness envelop me. Action immediate. Soon saw a message begin to spread throughout her social circle. Imagined each friend reading it. Their admiration and trust turning into shock and bewilderment. Incredible feeling. Seeing her life begin to crumble before her eyes. No intention of stopping. For several days, interested in watching how Emma dealt with consequences. Received real pleasure from way everyone she knew opened message. She clearly didn't expect such blow. Added to my confidence that I was acting correctly. Saw Emma trying to explain herself and justify. Already too late. Evidence irrefutable. None of her friends going to believe her excuses. Each new news of her fall felt my satisfaction growing. Knew this would be real blow for her. She wouldn't be able to cope with it. Every message from people I knew confirmed she lost respect and trust of friends. Story became kind of revenge for me. Not going to stop. Every message about her bitterness and tears only fueled my excitement. Enjoyed every moment imagining her realizing perfect life was ruined. Each new day, more interesting to watch her fall. Understood I had made right choice. This revenge was fair retribution for me. Emma no longer ideal wife everyone knew her to be. Now just shadow of her former self. Absolutely enough for me. Felt like winner. This success spurred me on to move forward. Each new day brought more satisfaction from what I saw. Eagerly awaiting more news about how Emma deals with consequences of her actions. Her life seemed ruined. I was the reason. Gave me strength and confidence that I was on right path. Knew soon Emma would realize everything she lost was forever. This understanding became sweet revenge I had been waiting for so long. Last conversation with Emma, like stone falling from my soul. Weight finally lifted from shoulders. Stood in front of her. Felt all her actions seemed theatrical. She looked broken. Face distorted with tears. Voice trembled with emotion. Stark contrast to way she acted when we were still together. Didn't know how long this would last. Understood this moment was culmination of all our omissions and misunderstandings. When she asked not to leave her, voice contained not just fear of loss, also deep-seated panic. Her eyes, full of tears, seemed trying to evoke compassion in me. Felt only coldness and determination. Couldn't help but see her pleas not coming from sincerity, but from fear that her life would collapse like House of Cards. This fear revealed her true colors. Could not feel pity for her, knowing she was part of all these lies. Every word she said like knife, stabbing into my heart. Remembered how easily she deceived me. How she had explanations for every meeting with Jake. Had no intention of forgiving her. Clear in my heart that forgiveness not for people like her. Began to quarrel. Each new reproach only added fuel to fire. Felt anger building inside me. Wasn't going to be her victim. Her pleas for forgiveness did not move me. Watched her with cold detachment. Like watching actor who had lost control of role. Emma, once bright and cheerful, now seemed not just traitor, but also manipulator, finding herself in hopeless situation. Tried to make me feel guilty. Did not allow myself to succumb to this pressure. Knew if I gave up now, would never be able to return to normal life. She fell to her knees. Hands clenched into fists in despair. Only strengthened my resolve. Each of her cries for help sounded in my ears like mantra. Knew if I gave up now, would find myself in trap. No way out. Emma didn't realize her betrayal severed our connection. Now I was ready to do anything to get rid of emotional burden. Divorce became more than just formality for me. Deliverance from everything that held me captive. From all her omissions and insincere promises, felt everything unnecessary leaving my life. Brought deep relief. No longer wanted to be part of her world. False idol bursting at seams. Her every word, Every tear signed to me that I was on right path, not going to experience any more of her manipulation and deception. Divorce became symbol of my efforts. My desire to rebuild life and find happiness I had been deprived of for so long left all her tears, pleas, and lies behind me, preparing to move on to new opportunities and new relationships. Inner voice told me this step was necessary. Got to my feet and left house, feeling light in soul. Sun was shining. Wanted to spend morning usefully. Decided to go for run through park. Once spent time there with Emma. Now this place seemed completely new. Noisy flow of people, noise of bicycles, laughter of children around, created atmosphere of life and hope. Turned on music and fell into rhythm of my steps, feeling stress and tension leaving my body. Every step brought me closer to new beginning, to new opportunities. Notice other runners passing by, each lost in their own thoughts. Some look concentrated, others laugh and exchange jokes. Suddenly come across girl approaching me, bright smile on her face, her blonde hair fluttering in wind, eyes shining with joy. Make eye contact, feel something click inside me. She's energetic and confident, has sincerity about her, can't help but smile back. Her athletic uniform emphasizes slender figure, movement light and graceful. Start conversation, quickly leads us into world of jokes and lightness. Every word she says filled with life. Feel myself beginning to forget about my past. She tells me about her hobbies and dreams. Become interested in getting to know her better. Find out her name is Lena. Recently moved to our city. Her passion for running is contagious. Makes me feel like I'm with someone who truly enjoys life. She shares her favorite trails. Invites me to join her on next run. Continue jogging together. Notice our interaction becoming more and more natural. She laughs at my jokes. See sincere admiration in her eyes. Feeling reminds me that love could come into my life again. After run, we stop on bench to catch our breath. Continue our conversation. Feel that something more than just friendship has arisen between us. She glances at me. Notice her face turns slightly red as I compliment her energy. Like there's a spark in the air that we both feel. Exchange phone numbers. Feel magic in this moment. Every moment my hope for new beginning grows. We break up, but already thinking about seeing her again soon. Leave park with smile on my face, heart filled with joy. Every step in new path opens up new horizons. Don't know what will happen next. Know one thing, my life will never be the same. This meeting was beginning of something new. Ready to accept it, jogging has become more than just physical activity. Gave me sense of possibility hadn't felt in long time. Look to future with optimism. Know there could be something amazing lurking around every corner. Every minute spent with Lena makes me understand life is full of surprises. Returning home, thoughts occupied with her, dream about how our acquaintance could develop, how we could spend time together, feel that even darkest times can lead to brighter prospects. Life continues to change and spark is rekindled, ready to open myself to new possibilities, new relationships, new feelings. With this girl, with her bright smile, I have hope for the best. This is a moment when life again finds color and meaning. Feel worries and fears becoming thing of the past, giving way to new beginning. Decide next time we'll do everything to not miss chance to spend time with Lena. This meeting changed everything. Can't wait to see her again? Know we have potential for something more. That inspires me. Jogging, which became chance meeting, turned into first step towards new relationship. Every day my hopes become more and more real. Believe that happiness is on horizon. Now know I'm capable of loving again. Maybe next time things will be different with this thought. Closed door behind me, stepping into new chapter of my life.